Hello guys, welcome back to my channel once again. Today this is CN Honor on the screen and you are watching CN Great Counsels and Forex Trade. This is a channel where it's happening, the channel with a mission and a vision to bring up competent traders with regards to boom and crash and by extension Forex market generally, okay, with the right mindset and the right expectation while coming into the Forex market. Okay, now if you are new on this channel, I'd like you to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video you'll be notified and you watch it for your benefit. And if you are an old subscriber, I want to say a big thank you immensely for subscribing to my channel and for coming around to also watch this video of today. So I'd like you to give this video a thumbs up, like in the course of watching the video if you found any value in it. Also, you can share this video with your friends, with fellow traders, and share every other video we have on our channel. Okay, you can always leave your decent comment in the comment section. Give us suggestions on the kind of video you want us to do. Meanwhile, this is my chart reading and chart analysis style. It's a kind of disclaimer I'm placing right now, and I use this to identify key levels, confluences, and so on for high probability trades. And of course, you know, I've always mentioned high probability trades in almost all my videos. Okay, and believe me, it's been working. This style has been working very well for me. Okay, and depending on the time frame, I can use this style of chart analysis, chart reading, okay, to do any kind of trading style, be it scalping, day trading, swing trading, or even position trading, just like you saw on my other account in the last video, the video that I did where I requested your consent on whether to do this kind of video in a full scale. Okay, now you saw some of those positions you saw there. I've been holding them for like weeks, some for days, and if I look at the market, what the market is doing, I can decide to add more. Okay, but this is entirely another account but on the same device. That's why you still have this. Okay, so I can use this to trade. You can see as soon as I switched to my higher time frame, I hope you can see, okay, the analysis and what I told you to keep an eye on. Okay, but if I go to a lower time frame, you hardly see all these horizontal lines and trend lines. Okay, meaning that whenever I see them on lower time frame, I know what to do. Okay, and then if I move to a higher time frame, if I want to swing trade or day trade or take position trades, I know what to do also. Okay, so this is my style and this is how I do it, and I really hope you find it useful. Now, lest I forget, understanding the different types of market analysis, market structure, and how to read chart like this is actually the key. Okay, the key to making huge success in forex market. Well, anyways, we are not going into different types of market analysis and market structures, but my mentorship program sheds more light on that. Okay, now I expressed worries about the performance of this kind of video last time, and truly, if you look at that video right now, the video I made, the link is in the description box of this video now. Okay, but if you look at the video, if you go search for it, you discover that even after 3 days, today of course we make it 4 days, that video is yet to make up to 1,000 views. And like I said in that video, this kind of poor performance impacts negatively on the channel that we are trying to grow. Okay, and of course, you know, we are moving on an exponential rate and we are building this channel, we're building this community together. Okay, and that is why for the sake of those who indicated interest, okay, who sent messages, who left comment in the comment section, and those who chatted me up, those who dared me to like place a request that they need something like this, I decided to make this video. Okay, and I hope you really find it useful. But trust me, this is the kind of video you need if you want to grow and start making constant profit from the financial market. Okay, now there are many of this kind of teaching that's going on in my mentorship classes, and it's so expository, and it's actually for your good, it's for your growth. So let's just dive into it, and enough of all this. Okay, now we want to start. Okay, now what I would do now is that I'm going to clear the charts, and then we'll start afresh. Okay, this is my daily time frame now. I'm going to clear the chart, and then I'll start afresh on how I made my analysis. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Let's go to 1 hour time frame, because I actually made we're going to clear off whatever we can see here now. Whatever we can see here now, I'm going to clear that off, with the exception of the arrows. Okay, now I'm going to clear off all these, yeah, and then we'll start afresh. Okay, and I'll show you how I pick this. Okay, now let's go by a bit. You're gonna exercise a little patience, because the video definitely is gonna be lengthy. It's gonna be lengthy, yeah. Okay, okay, let me let this be in the meantime. But then before I do that, I want to show you something. I made an analysis which I showed to my students around this area, okay, where I have this rectangle, and then this trend line came. You know, there was a horizontal line here, and then at the end there was another trend line here. At the end, I had about 6 confirmation at this point, giving me a confluence, and that was what led to this trend that you've been seeing. It took days, and it's still running from that moment. Okay, and that's what we're talking about. Okay, now imagine taking a trade from here on a 1 hour time frame. This is days, it took days, and up till now the trade is still running. Okay, so that's what we're talking about now. Let me also clear off this trend line. Okay, and yeah, and I just made such analysis now on on Boom 1000. This is a trade I placed about 2 hours ago with the lot size of 0.1. Okay, now somebody asked me on how to do this. It's just by opening, for instance, I opened this position with 0.5 lot size, okay, 0.6 lot size, and then I took partial profit of 0.5, and I left 0.1 running. In case you want to know how to do this and you don't know how to do it, you can DM me or chat me up, because that's not what we are doing now. But I believe I had done this severally on my chart, where I took partial profits and I left smaller lot running, and it's basically when I want to go long, when I want to stay in the market for a very long time. Okay, now if you look here now, you discover that I have about 3 confirmations here now that this trend will move down, and it's been like up to 3 to 4 hours now. Okay, right, but we'll maybe possibly come back to this, but we are on crash 1000 now. Cool. So I'm gonna look at these 2 pairs, okay, because of our analysis. Now this arrow, I decided to leave it because I told you guys the other time that don't worry, I'll still put all this. I told you guys the other time that you should keep an eye on this, and this, I told you that these are going to be the 2 possible outcomes, okay, of this very pair. It will either go up, okay, if you can recall, I said so, or it will come this. Now I drew a trend line, and I told you that the market is actually moving within the trend line, that it will either go up to break this, or it will come down to retest this trend line, and then we'll begin to reanalyze to know if it will go down or it will bounce off again to retest the trend line. That will make it the 4th touch. It touched here, touched here, touched here. Now at that point, if it bounces from here as it's coming down now to get to this point, and it later goes up to touch this place, then we have a greater probability of it breaking it and pushing up. Okay, but we are starting from our 1 hour time frame. Okay, now how do you start? First and foremost, this is how to read the chart, identify key levels for high probability trades. Okay, now I may not really exhaust everything, but then I'll give you the basics on how you yourself can do this and benefit from it. Okay, now first and foremost, you want to choose your trading time frame or the time frame you want to do the analysis. Okay, now you remember that I always mention having a bigger picture of the market from higher time frame. Now looking at higher time frame gives you a better view, a better picture, a bigger picture of the market, and you make more profit. You trade with ease that way. Okay, because you know what the market is doing from a higher time frame. Now let me pin this down. For instance, you want to put you want to go for long. Okay, you want to go long, that is, you want to buy, and then on your higher time frame, the market is telling you that crash, for instance, is crashing, is actually crashing, is on a downtrend. Okay, now, and you want to buy. Okay, but having known the picture of the market from a higher time frame, you know that crash is actually going down. That informs your decision to know how long you are going to scalp on lower time frame if your strategy is a strategy that gives you room to scalp. I hope this is taken, guys. So having a bigger picture of the market from a higher time frame will help you to take good decision and to know how long you are going to stay. If you are scalping, of course, I know that majority of traders are scalpers. Okay, now you want to choose your trading time frame or your analysis time frame. Okay, that's the first step, and after that you identify trend and price movement. Okay, and to do this you want to zoom out completely, just like this. Now many traders are confused. When you say zoom out, they don't know, and when you say zoom in, they don't know. Okay, now let me tell you, this is zoom in. Now I'm zooming in. Now when you zoom in, you have bigger fonts of the market or the chart, but when you zoom out, this is zooming out, this is zooming out, this is zooming out. When you zoom out, you have tiny fonts of the chart or markets or candles. Okay, so this is zooming out, this is zooming in, this is zooming out, this is zooming in. Okay, don't get confused. This is zooming out, zooming in. Now after choosing your trading time frame or analysis time frame, you want to identify trend and price movement. And I said to do this, you want to zoom out completely, and then you observe and acknowledge what's been happening in the market over a specified period of time, and then you note what happened recently. Now you want to ask yourself the question, is the price going up or is it coming down? Is it going up or is it coming down? Okay, that's the question you want to ask yourself, at this level. That is the step 2. Now having asked yourself the question, you want to identify key levels in the market. Okay, that is point of reversals or areas of struggles by the market, which of course we popularly know as support and resistance. Okay, you want to identify those support and resistance, the strong ones, not just anyhow support and resistance. Okay, now how do you go about that? You can use your horizontal line to plot your support and resistance levels. Okay, use your trend line to plot your support and resistance level, and starting from where the market is coming from. Now you're going to identify the high point and the low points of the market at the point where we have made the market. Okay, so and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to pick our horizontal lines. Okay, remember I increased the pixels. Okay, now Okay, now first and foremost, we want to identify the direction of the market, where the market is coming from. Okay, that is supposed to be our second step. We want to identify the trend and price movement. Okay, we're taking it in a stepwise manner, and I said that to do that, you want to zoom out completely, which we have done. Okay, now you observe and acknowledge what's been happening, and then what has been happening over the time. Then you identify what happened recently. Now what has been happening is that from this time frame, price has been moving up. Okay, crash has been trending. That's what has been happening. Okay, since when? Now from what we can see right now, since let's say since 8th of September, since 8th of September, price has been pushing up. Okay, just as you can see. All right, that answers the question number one. Now secondly, what happened very recently in the market? Okay, is the price pushing up, still pushing up, or coming down? What happened very recently is that price is pushing down, and while it is pushing down, it is making a kind of stepwise movement down. This, that's what just happened recently. Okay, now we said you want to identify the key levels, and we say we're going to pick our horizontal lines. Then you start picking from the high point where the market is coming from right now. Okay, you pick. Remember that support or resistance is not just a line like this, it is a zone, but we're using this to pick it. Hence sometimes you can use the rectangle, just as you can see, but we'll get to that. Okay, so you want to pick your rectangles to pick those areas. Okay, and each one you pick, okay, you want to validate it. You want to be sure it's valid. Okay, so after plotting each horizontal line at any level, you want to look to the left of your chart and back test it. Trace the horizontal line to see if the market either reversed or struggled or bounces or breaks and or retested that area, okay, where the horizontal line was placed in previous times. Okay, check the reaction of the market in previous times where the horizontal line was placed. Okay, now this must be identified, and not just in one instant, for the resistance or support to be valid and confirmed. Okay, except if that point is the highest point that the market has reached, okay, for a very long time now. This is what I mean. Now, if the market is just reaching that point for the first time or after a very long time, when you backtest, you may likely not get another area where the market interacted with the horizontal line. In that case, you might want to go to a higher time frame to see if it is valid. Now let's backtest first on 1 hour time frame. Okay, you see that in a very long time now, the market has not made touch on that area, but it made touch somewhere around here on the 3rd of July 2021. Okay, so but look at how the market reacted. Remember I said that it's an area, is not just a single line. Now look at this place, look at this place. Okay, yes, now we have identified its validity. Now you add up to this. Okay, this now the whole of this can be considered as an area. Okay, we just picked one. Okay, now we go down a bit, we pick another one. There's another secret I'm going to show you what helps me to pick those areas, and that's my fractals. And you really have to take it as important as you can. Now look at this. Now let's back test and see if the second one is still valid. How did the market react around that area? Now look at this. Look at it. Now, have you seen that the fractal is helping us to pick the swings of the market? It helps you to pick the swings of the market, because definitely where prices are rejected, either as a support zone or a resistance zone, fractals must be introduced. I've made a couple of videos where I talked about the fractals and importance, okay? Now, it helps me to know where prices have been rejected, and I keep emphasizing that I don't trade without having fractals on my chart, okay? I don't do that, okay? Now we just pick two, and then I'm picking another one here, okay? Now we can just go ahead and keep picking and picking. Let's back test and see how the market reacted around that area, okay? Have you seen the reaction of the market around that area? Now let's just be fast about this, okay? Now I can quickly pick this place, okay? Then we can back test as well and see how the market reacted around that area. Now just take a look at this, okay? Take a look at this place. The market reacted, and market came down, reacted, and went up again. Now look at this place. There are reactions, okay? Now that's for that. Now we want to pick another place, okay? Yeah, look at how the market behaved around that area. We might not even go found this. Look at this. Now look at this. Have you seen how the market reacted around that area? Okay. Now even this place, have you seen how the market reacted? Sometimes it reverses, sometimes it struggles around that area, sometimes it breaks it, but there must be a reaction around that area once it's valid. I think we can make do with this. Okay, let's just pick one more. Yes, let's pick this. Now from here we can continue, okay? Now we have identified these key levels, and then let's see the very last one. Look at this place, okay? Have you seen how the market reacted when it got to that point? Okay, it crashed. And then if we were to keep picking down, we would have also picked somewhere here, and you see how the market reacted around those areas. Now having done this, now what do you do next? We move to the next step, and that is step number 6. You want to break down the chart even more, okay, to understand what the market is doing in a more clearer and organized way. And that has to be done from the most current move of the market, especially if you want to trade what the market is doing, okay? You want to trade what the market is doing in the very most current behavior or movement of the market. So you want to pick, or even break down the chart. You want to find zone in the zones that you have found, okay? Remember that this horizontal line has created zones for us, but you want to find more zones within the zones so that you can trade, especially if you are a scalper or if you are a day trader, so that when you move down to a lower time frame, or even on this time frame now, I am already identifying zone inside the zone in what the market is doing in the very most recent time. And if I want to take a buy trade now, I can place a buy trade even as we are talking now, and the market will still be moving. Although it's late, but not too late, because the market already is approaching a resistance, is on a resistance already. But if I take a trade now, this market will still push up, okay? Now, and it will get to a certain level before it will come down. All right, but I'm going to show you all that right away. Now I said you are going to pick or break down the chart even the more to get a better understanding of what the market is doing in a more clearer and organized way, and that has to be done from the most current move of the market. Okay, so you want to identify even smaller zones in the zones we have identified. Now it's time for me to clear this arrow. Okay, yes, but it will still be useful to me when I place it. Now, how do you go about this? You might want to bring in your trend line, and you might also want to use your rectangle to identify the major zones, okay, whereby if market breaks above or below that zone, you will know whether to take your buy trade or your sell trade. So first and foremost, we want to draw trend line. Okay, this will help us to identify what we call confluence, whether one or two. So you want to draw your trend line. Remember, this is the most recent movement of the market. Is it taking any shape now? All right, so assuming you came to meet the market when the market was maybe somewhere here, okay, before it started crashing. Now, okay, that's even too recent. Maybe you came to meet the market when the market was here. Okay, what would you have done if you had this knowledge prior to this time? Now, you would have looked, if you're observant enough. Remember, I said that your ability to spot what the market is doing at any point in time helps you to take advantage of it, and you can trade. And for crash, even if crash is on a very serious downtrend, you can still trade it if you know what the market is doing. Okay, now if you had come to meet the market somewhere around here, okay, if you're observant enough, you would have looked and noticed that the market made this move and got to this point and crashed to this place, and then made another move and got to this place, and they started crashing. So if you had met the market here, okay, what you would have done is to draw a trend line like this after picking the resistance and support zones, just like we did. You would have drawn a trend line, okay, first and foremost, this type of trend line, and you met the market here, and you would have been expecting the market to come down here. So if you know what the market is doing, you would have taken a trade, a buy trade, to at least this place, and you exit, waiting for the market to react when it gets to this place. Now, it didn't actually get here, it crashed again, and having drawn the trend line, you would have been waiting for the market to react here and possibly give you the sign that it's going up. Then you would have taken another buy trade, and by now you would have been here. Okay, that's for that. Now, aside that, we said we want to create zone inside the zone. Now you discover that this trend line has given us a zone inside the zone we have created with the horizontal lines. Now you can as well, okay, you can as well bring in your rectangle. And where are you going to place it? You are going to place it here. Okay, I'll place it somewhere here. This is the most suitable place. Okay, this is the most suitable place for it. Yes. Now, are you supposed to take your trade blindly? No. Even though we have a kind of confluence here, we have two confirmations somewhere here. Our trend line running down to this place. Pardon? Our trend line running down to this place, our horizontal line, and then the fractal introduced at this point, giving us three confirmations. Now, if you have good equity and with your knowledge of what the market is doing, you can take a sniper entry just at the close. Let me zoom in. Just at the close of this particular candlestick, you would have taken your buy trade maybe somewhere here. Okay, that's for sniper entry. But for beta confirmation, you are supposed to take your trade at the close of the candle, because you are supposed to determine your entry by identifying the kind of candlestick pattern that closes above or below the newly identified smaller zone or key zones, okay, which we just did now. We just identify smaller zone within the zone, which we used our trend line and our or what is it called, our rectangle to identify. We just identify smaller zone in the zone, and that was identified, from the most recent move of the market. I hope this is clear, guys. So giving us this bullish candlestick, and with the fractal introduced here, which indicated price rejection, all of this happening around this place where we have this confluence would have given us a confirmation to take our trade. Okay, now like I said, I'm looking at this market that it will go at least up to this point. But what would you be doing in the market to that point? Maybe by now you should have taken your profit, okay? And then if you want to stay in the market longer, you would have reduced your lot by taking partial profit, and then you put your stop loss. So when you see this kind of move, where are you going to put your stop loss? Your stop loss will be below this place. Okay, your stop loss is going to be below this support. Remember, this has become a support because the market is now above. Now whenever the market breaks a resistance, that resistance becomes a support to it in its direction, and whenever it breaks a support, that support has become a resistance to it in its own direction as well. So your stop loss would have been somewhere here, and then you're looking at going up to this point, so that you have at least 1:2 ratio, okay, of your reward and risk ratio. Okay, now that's it. Now if you move to a lower time frame, you have a better picture. Remember, all this we have done on 1 hour time frame. If you want to trade directly from here, you can, but if you want to go to a lower time frame, you even have a better and bigger picture of the market. Have you seen what is happening? Have you seen it? Okay, let's start from 30 minutes time frame. Okay, just a moment. 30 minutes time frame. Okay, yes, have you seen it? Have you seen what we identified from a higher time frame? Does it make any sense to you? So you would have been in the market for this long, and by now if you want to exit, you would have exited. If you don't want to exit, maybe you would have locked your profit maybe somewhere here, very tight, while you look forward to having the market still push forward to this point. Okay, so that's pretty how much we do this. Okay, now like I said, I may not really exhaust everything because the video is long already. Okay, it's long already. So what we'll do now, okay, let's move to even a lower time frame. This is 15 minutes time frame. Now each candlestick here is 15 minutes. Imagine what this would have been. And don't forget that sometimes the market pulls back, okay, and still continues, just like what happened there. It trended and pulled back, and then it's trending, it's moving up now. Now if you have a clearer picture of what the market is doing from a higher time frame, just like we have identified, you may not worry when you go to lower time frame, because you know what the market is doing already from a higher time frame. Now if you move to lower time frame, even 1 minute, you can hardly see those things that we drew. Okay, look at it. But whenever you see them, you know what you are going to do, because you have a clearer picture of what the market is doing from a higher time frame. Okay, so that's just it, guys. Yeah, I believe this makes sense, and I believe you're gonna find it useful as well. So remember that if the market current position is on a resistance zone, you can further plot a rectangle like I showed you, and you want to be expecting a bullish candle to close above where I just showed you, and then you go for your long, and the opposite is the case for bearish market. Okay, so that's just it. And let's just look at boom very briefly. Let me show you how I did the analysis of the trade that is running, and then I'll say goodbye for today. Okay, so this is boom market, and just the same thing applies. Okay, now the market is spiking already, but then remember I've taken my partial profit of about $9. Okay, and what is running here now is 0.1 lot size. Okay, but then that's why you see where I placed my stop loss, very tight stop loss. Now if not that I was making this video, I would have reanalyzed to know if I'll exit the trade with my profit that is remaining. Okay, but then let's just look at this. Remember that I said that if you come to meet the chart, you open up your chart, you come to meet like this, meet the markets in its current position. You want to identify the trend and price. First and foremost, you choose your trading time frame, your analysis time frame, and then you want to identify trend and price movement. And to do this, I said you want to zoom out completely, and then you want to acknowledge what the market is doing. Okay, observe and acknowledge what has been happening over a specified period of time, and then note what happened recently. Is the price going up or coming down? Okay, just the same process. The market has been trending, boom, and it got to this point, and it started ranging. Okay, started ranging, but while it is ranging, it is doing that in a kind of steel channel. Okay, though not so explicit, but then I decided to draw this to pick the resistance zone with the horizontal line you are seeing. Okay, this is the horizontal line, and then I decided to draw a trend line that I discovered is respecting. Okay, and then looking at my fractal I've introduced, the fractal also helped me to pick the swings like I said earlier, and that's why I placed my trend line here. If you look very well, you see that the fractal picked the swings, and that's where my trend line followed. Now, and then this resistance, my fractal picked it as well, and I was able to place my horizontal lines there. Okay, now aside that, I looked my inwards of the market. The fractal also helped me to pick things, the swings here. Have you seen it? That's why I place my trend line again here, giving me a confluence of 3 confirmation around that area. Okay, 4 confirmations. Yes, this trend line, the other trend line, the horizontal line, and then the fractals introduced, giving me 4 confirmations around that area. So I decided to take that trade, and I know that the market, if you look here, this trend line is actually ascending. Okay, but before we begin to reanalyze to know if the market will break and push up, okay, it is supposed to make a bearish move at first, and that is what it's doing now. Okay, now from the continuous spike, I'm not still scared, because if you trace this down, similar things happened here. Now, but there's how it will keep spiking, and then the correction getting higher, I will know that it's going to push and break this point. Okay, so at that point I can decide to take my profit, or I'll allow my stop loss to be hit by taking the risk. Okay, Forex is all about risk. So this is how I analyze the market, and like I said, I'm just rushing it because the video is too long already. Okay, but in my mentorship class we throw more light on this. Okay, so please, if you have watched this video to this end and you are patient to this point, I want to say a big thank you. You are a true fan indeed. And please, I'd like you to give this video a thumbs up, like, and you can share this video with your friends. You can also leave your decent comment in the comment section below and tell me what you think. And if you practice this and it's working for you, you can come back to give your testimony and how you've been trading with it, and also leave your comment in the comment section below. And if you are new, please don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel right now. Turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be the first to watch it. And please, I'll talk to you in my next video. Although I did not exhaust everything, but I know that you will certainly find this useful. And I'll talk to you in my next video. This is CN Great Counsels signing out for today. Bye bye.